First guy on your list of top 10 Swedes in this year's draft, Viktor Eklund, brother of Slippery Pete out in San Jose.
Yeah, so I've gone pretty back and forth, especially lately. So, I mean, the top 2 Swedes this year play on the same team. They're on the same line quite often. But Viktor Eklund's just been doing this all year. Like, I mean, he's producing like 0.75 points per game, and he's got a bomb of a shot. He plays a good two-way game for such a small player. Like, he's unbelievably physical he hits legitimately everything that moves. But the thing for me that's just like the separator between him and the next guy, like this shift specifically, the pace that he can play at is like ridiculous. Like, he dictates the game when he's on the ice and he has the puck on his stick. Like, he's going to retrieve loose pucks, win them back. He's deceptive. He can pass again. He can score. Like, he plays at a different rate than Frondell, who, I mean, this is actually Frondell scoring this goal, but the whole shift, like, it's just Eklund just flying around the offensive zone with the puck. But like, he plays with a pace that the separator for me when you talk about like him versus Anton Frondell. But again, he's going to play both sides. He primarily plays left wing right now for Djurgardens, but like what he's doing at the Allsvensken level is something we haven't seen in a long time. Now, Frondell's also on a tear right now too. But like, again, for me, it's just been so consistent with Eklund all year. And there's been so many of the goals that get scored for Djurgardens, like he's setting up. Like, again, he's a factor in all 3 zones. He kills penalties. He's on their power play. Like, he's one of the best all-around forwards in the Allsvensken right now as a 17-year-old. So he's just unbelievably impressive. But like, for me, again, the big separator is just the pace that he can play at. It's ridiculous.
Sure. And for him, with a lot of these players, like, we won't go too far into the weeds, but talk ceiling floor for me. Like, is this guy this high for you because his floor is just so high, or is it because of the upside, or is it a balance?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got a high floor, but like, when you just look at the point totals, like, there's not very many players who can do this in this league at his age that don't translate to like a very successful NHL career where he's going to produce points. Like, he is like a pretty dynamic offensive threat. So I still think there's a legit ceiling on him. But again, yeah, he definitely does have a pretty high floor, just with the style of play. If he can get like a little bigger and stronger, then that's just like a whole other can of work. Like, that's a whole other like level that he could possibly hit. But I mean, again, like, even at his size now, like the physicality he plays with, I don't know if he'll be able to do it in the NHL, but like, it's like he is not afraid right now at his size. So it's not a problem. But I do like the upside, and he does, yeah, definitely have that high floor too. So it's a combination of both.
Would you say, if you had to handicap it now, 7 years from today, who's better, Slippery Pete or little brother Viktor?
And
you don't have to necessarily base it on like how his brother has played in the NHL so far, like based on their draft profiles. Like, which guy were you more excited about in theory?
That's pretty close. I really liked his brother too. Maybe just a recency bias thing, probably Viktor. But if I went back and started watching old William Eklund, like the clips I used to have, I'd probably like, oh fuck. It's probably whoever I've just like watched more recently, so that's why I'll probably say Viktor right now. But like, again, like 31 points in 42 Allsvensken games as a 17-year-old is legitimately unbelievable. Like, that is difficult, but yeah.
All right, reasonable.